Alright, y'all read the title. Y'all know what this is. Today, I'm going to be talking about why Hero Academy Season 1 was a failure. First off, before we get into the episodes, we're going to talk about how it ended up being terrible based on the build up to the first episode. So the first problem was I wanted to finish off a series that I never made. Now, wanting to finish off a series that I never made. For the ones who never paid attention to my old account or don't even know what my old account is, on my old account, Logan YT, I had this series called The Civil War, which basically all the characters that were in my YouTube channel went to war with each other, and they were deciding, I had the most trashiest plot of all time. I literally made it to where whoever won got to be the controllers of the YouTube channel. It doesn't make any sense. But I never finished the series, so we never knew how it was going to end. I was only like 2 episodes away until the ending. And the plot of the series was, the main character was sucked into this war that he didn't even want to be into. And on top of that, he's seen his friends die. He's seen friends die. He's seen all these people die. The commander, all these people having to fight every single day, getting betrayed, backstabbed. And his dream was to go outside. Now, Hero Academy is basically Hero Academy kind of picks up a little bit of the plot of Civil War. Foxy wanted to be just a regular hero, but then he was dragged into all this extra stuff. Like, now he's a freaking... Look. Anyway, I'm gonna get on to that later. But for now, we're focusing on, what the freak was going on. So, in the series, he wanted to go outside. Which basically, in the series, home, an actual house in the series, was kind of like a bird cage. They weren't allowed to go outside. Which is sort of like what Hero Academy is like. Have you noticed that everything takes place in the exact same environment? Sometimes outside, but mainly inside the exact same environment. One, because I can't film nowhere else. I can only film in my house. And secondly, it's guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I stutter a lot. Because I didn't write a script. I just started talking. Because I wanted to make this for so long. I didn't feel like waiting anymore. So I just wanted to make it. So moving on to the story of Hero Academy. Well, at least season 1. I'm not going to go into depth on all the way up to the final season. Because, I just want to wait. So basically, the story of Hero Academy, the original story was Foxy wanted to be a hero, but he didn't have no powers. Sort of how Deku from My Hero Academia. Which some people might think I copied My Hero Academia, but all I did was get the Hero Academy part. That's about it. I'm not really copying it. Now, do you not know how many series there are in the world where someone doesn't have powers but end up getting some? Don't think I copied it, My Hero Academia. Anyway, basically he wants to be a hero, but he doesn't have any powers. And once he gets the powers, he wants to help people, do this, do that. But the original story was he got powers, but a war was going on, which is in season 1. But then as the series goes on, what was supposed to happen is, in episode 1, Foxy says his brother is in the war, which he's never brought up ever again except for episode 1. Originally, what was supposed to happen is, he was supposed to, like, hear that his brother got killed. And then he was just gonna get so mad. And then just be crunky all the time. Not like crunky like, oh my god. More like a sad tone, serious tone. So, and then I stopped thinking about it. Until like a good month later, it popped back into my head. And I didn't have a story. So, I just filmed whatever the freak it was. Filmed whatever I wanted to. Which brings us in to episode 1. So the main problem with episode 1 is there's no build up. You hear about this war, you don't know what the freak is going on. And then you see these characters like Golden Freddy, Fortnite characters, I don't know the freaking name, Baldy, all these characters. You don't know why they're there, you don't know their purpose, you don't even know their names, even though you probably should know their names, but we're not going to get into that. So, hold on. So, you're pushed into this story, you don't know, you don't get no backstory or nothing. You're just thrown into the show. Or to the episode. So, we're going to talk about the first half. And basically, the first half, you're getting, like, information that a war is going on and a whole bunch of other stuff. And then, the middle part is like, okay, you get the war scene. You get them talking about the war, being in grass, being in a battlefield. And you don't get anything. It's just you're just watching. They don't tell you any information. They don't tell you anything. They're just like, oh yeah, blah 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 blah. They're just talking. They're not even saying anything logical that will make sense. Then you jump into the last half of the episode, where basically Foxy gets here, Foxy, Jaws, and Stoner, right? Where do I even begin? Foxy doesn't have any powers, in which we have already established doesn't have any powers. So, they let him in there anyway. And I'm going to tell y'all the original scene, the original part of this series. The original, I don't know why I didn't mention this at first, probably because I forgot. But I'm being for real, I'm not kidding. The original story of the series was going to be Foxy was never going to get powers. Never. And he was just going to run around with a gun the whole time. He was going to be a perfectly aimed shooter. He wasn't going to have any powers. But I was like, nah, that doesn't fit right. Because everyone else has powers, he don't have none. So, I gave him powers. So, anyway. And then, he gives you a little information. Then that's about it. The episode's end right about there. And you don't get anything out of it. You don't get nothing. So, that's the end of that. And then, episode 2. Episode 2 is basically probably my favorite one. I only have 3 episodes out of this entire series, season. I only have 3 favorite episodes. This is my first favorite episode. Because you actually get more war stuff. You get more information. Some of the information is that, like, the plot changes up so many times, and I did that on purpose, because even the freaking dog talks about it in, like, episode 3 or something, maybe episode 4. He talks about it. But anyway, we learned that Czar is attacking them for their diamonds, their money. And if they take all of that, they're basically going to be poor. So, you get that information. And then you're like, huh, who the freak is Czar? Which, I just want to give a shout out to, Sly Pie. I hope it's okay if I'm using your character that you made up on your own in my series. If you don't like that, I would perfectly change everything. I doubt he's going to even see this video, but let's say he did. I just want to, if you don't want me to use his name, I'll just think of something else. But anyway, you get information about Czar. You know why he's attacking. You know all that. But a major problem with this episode. A major problem. By far one of the biggest problems ever. That some people that watched this episode probably didn't even notice. You don't see who they're fighting. All you see is bombs, people dying, explosions, gunshots. You probably only see 1, maybe 2 people. That's about it. You don't see anyone else. So, that's the fattest problem with this episode. I still enjoy it. Yes, I really do love this episode. But it's just so... You don't see who they're fighting. You know who they're fighting, but they're fighting Czar, but you don't know who he is. He hasn't even been introduced yet. So, that's the main problem with episode 2. You do get some information, but you never see who exactly they're fighting, who they're shooting, who they're killing, who's sending the bombs. You don't ever see any of that. So, that's all I have to say for episode 2. Time for episode 3. Honestly, I don't know what the freak happened. My freaking stuff lagged. Honestly, this episode was pretty boring. I even told that to one of my friends on Discord that I sent the video to. I said this episode was just flat out boring. All you do is hear them talk the whole time. Which you do get information, yes, about Czar and a couple. I did not rewatch episode 3, which would have probably been a good idea. You just rewatch what's going on. But between these scenes, I do see a little bit. And basically in this scene right now, you see Foxy getting his powers. You can see that. He's getting his powers. Then you move on to the freaking third part. Well, basically, the first part was him getting his powers. The middle section is the dog and DK. Well, I'm going to just call him the king. The king and DK is just talking. And they're talking about the war and how this happened and how he wants all of them to get chunked out and just a little bit. So you do get some information in this episode. But then the third half is just nothing but talking. The third half is basically them talking. Stoner and Foxy. And then you learn that they're finna send all these people into war. So, there's that. I don't really have much to say about this, considering it's extremely boring. Now, if you want to see a series that doesn't push so much information on you, then season 1 is perfect. Because you don't get so much information shoved in your face. But you do. It's like you do, but you don't. Some episodes you get it. Some episodes you go a while without getting information. And then you just get some again. It's just like that. I don't really have much to say about this episode. It was just boring. It's nothing but talking. Which, I'm not finna sit here and say, I want my series to be nothing but action. Because of course there's supposed to be some talking scenes. Like, that's the whole point of shows. Like, you get information and stuff. You hear people talk, feelings, all that stuff. But this episode just, I don't know, it's like it hits it the wrong way. I don't know. On to freaking episode 4. Episode 4. Where do I begin? This is probably one of the most biggest downfalls in the series so far. First of all, yes, you do see more scenes in the war. You do see more scenes. But then, notice the area changed. It went from being in the original battle scene to being in a totally different area. That's the first thing. The second thing is, congratulations, Foxy finally uses his powers for the first time to save his friend. But the thing is, Foxy, I don't know. It's just something about him in this episode. Oh, I know. Maybe the fact. I'm sorry. I told y'all I was going to stutter because I didn't write, down the... Anyway. He uses his powers. He does everything right. But then, we get introduced to this new character. A blue-skinned, white fur animal, Bee Sting. And we don't get any information on him. Out of all the information, you don't give nothing on him. We don't even know his name. That's the first thing. Second thing is this scene. The scene that is playing right now. Who is shooting these people? Who is shooting them? You don't see anything. You don't see nothing. Nothing. You don't see who's shooting off these rounds. But we do get introduced into a hopefully fan-favorite character, Cody. I just have yet to put him in season 2. Anyway, that's not a part of what the freak we're talking about today. Then, after Foxy uses his powers, the war just suddenly ends. We get no information on it. We don't know what happened, why it happened. We just know that the war ends. We don't ever hear how it ends, who won, who lost, who died, who lived. We don't hear any of that. None. So, after all that, Foxy goes to talk to the king. And you get some more information. Some stuff that honestly was supposed to happen, but never did. Since this isn't going to happen in the series, I just want to tell y'all this. In this episode, toward the end of season 1, or in the middle of season 1, or in season 2, which this isn't going to happen, so no spoiler alert, the king, what was supposed to happen in season 2 was Foxy was never going to get a diamond. He was never going to get a diamond. And then these people from Czar would have broken into the king's room, took his little poison juice, and went back to Czar with it. Czar would have used whatever freaking stuff he would have used and infected a whole bunch of people with it and sent it back to the island where it was supposed to be a zombie apocalypse sort type of thing. And then, not only that, the king was going to get assassinated. They were going to kill him and then take the juice. But anyways, that was originally supposed to happen. Season 1, the king dies. Foxy never gets a diamond. They take his juice. Season 2, a zombie apocalypse was supposed to happen. And I just didn't roll with that. So, we got the original story that we have. Not to mention, Season 2 originally was supposed to have a robot invasion. But I thought, nah, that's stupid. So, anyway, I just got off track. Anyway, that's episode 4. There's nothing much to say. Foxy gets its powers. War ends somehow. And that's about it. On to episode 5. Episode 5. Titled Go Rogue. Go rogue. Go crazy. Go stupid. Go mad. That's the title of this episode. And similar to the robot invasion, this is how that would have started. Basically, the robots would have found out that they killed them and would have had a robot invasion. But that idea is scrapped. Unless somebody pays me $1,000 to do it, then I'll make like 500 paper puppets of freaking robots, and then I'll get to work. Other than that, I ain't doing it. So, I even made art and everything of season 3. But anyway, this episode, good enough, sticks to one thing. Foxy going rogue. Foxy going crazy. Foxy getting dead. Well, not getting dead, but, you know. Just freaking going insane. And I do have one good thing to say about it is, well, actually there's 2 bad things that happened. One, I filmed a video, and in the video, Pirate Foxy was supposed to have these little tentacles that come out his back and makes him walk. Kind of like Dr. Ock from Spider-Man. But they actually like come out of him. They're not like robotic. I was supposed to animate that onto him, but it just wasn't working. So in one of the scenes, the robot was supposed to bite off one of his tentacles, but since I didn't edit that, I didn't feel like it. He just randomly bit air. So that's the thing. That's the first downfall. Second downfall is Stoner dies. Yeah, just freaking out of nowhere. He dies. And it's just crazy. Foxy goes crazy. And honestly, I forgot how they even stopped him. I think they just... No. I know how they stopped him. I think all they did was talk to him. Foxy, this isn't you. Calm down. Just some crap like that. So, that's the first thing. Like, it was just nothing but fighting. Which I enjoy. I don't want to hear about no more talking no more. Luckily, there will be no more talking and only violence. Well, I don't want to sound like a maniac. Luckily, there will be no more talking and more action. I spoke way too soon because episode 6 is nothing but talking. That's all episode 6 is. Now I know what you're saying. Dude, it really sounds like you just don't like the series. Season 1. It sounds like you're just talking about a whole bunch of stupid stuff that doesn't even matter. It doesn't make the series bad. You just think it makes it bad. True. But some of the stuff that I'm talking about is some things I've heard other people talk about. Yeah, that's right. Some of my friends, I showed them my YouTube channel. And, they actually watch my videos. And some of them have said the exact same thing I'm talking about. Oh, it's too much talking. How the freak did the war end? Where's the information? How did this happen? How did this happen? So, I'm not the only one that just thinks that. Y'all may not think, but some other people do think. Now, of course, this episode is literally titled The Plan, which means it's going to be, of course, talking. So, I don't know what y'all are expecting. But we do get introduced to Vanny, Chica, Monty, and Roxy. And Glen Rock Freddy. We do get introduced to them. But they're kind of just there. And Roxy is honestly just a total douche this entire episode. She's just talking about how Foxy copied her and whatever the freak. So, that's one reason why I killed her off. So, this is episode 6. Time for episode 7. Episode 7. My second favorite episode. There's nothing I can complain about because I love this episode so much. Honestly, I don't see what I can complain about. This episode is probably the most perfect episode out of this entire season. The invasion starts. And it all just happens. You get introduced to Optimus. Well, actually, Optimus Prime was introduced back in episode 2. Well, you get more of Optimus Prime and some of the other characters. And that's pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie. I actually like that. That's pretty lit. I ain't gonna lie. That litty. I like that. This episode was just perfect to me. In my eyes, this episode was perfect. There's enough said. Bye. Episode 8. Hero Academy episode 8. Above the Below. Actually, I lied. There's 4 episodes that I like. This is one of them. I feel like most of the Diamond arc is just perfect. The first half of Hero Academy, straight doo-doo ankle, dog water, deer ankles, belly button. No one likes it. I don't, and I'm the creator and I don't freaking like it. Friends don't like it. Friends lying to me saying they like it, but actually they don't. You ain't gotta lie to me. So, that's the first thing. I actually love this episode. This is one of my favorites. Enough said. I love this. I feel like if Hero Academy started off right here, episode 7 was episode 1, this season would be a lot better. But it started off slow, boring, and lazy. So, I actually like this episode a lot. You get introduced to villains and a whole bunch of other people. And I can go on for hours about how I love this episode. On to episode 9. Episode 9. The reason why I love this episode so much is because, okay. Let me put it like this. Episode 7, which is titled Brothers, that one focuses on the characters, the figures, like Optimus Prime and them, and the plushies, Foxy and them. It focuses on both sides. And then the next episode focuses on just the figures. And then this episode focuses only on the plushies. So it's like you get both worlds. You get one episode with both, one episode with just the figures, and one episode with just the plushies. And then it comes back together. I love this. Basically, the entire Diamond arc is my favorite. I bet episode 10 is good. Yeah. I spoke way too soon. First of all, where do I even freaking start? I spoke way too soon. This episode 10 for the season finale. Episode 10 is straight dog water. Oh my god. Oh my god. This episode. It hurts. Watching this episode was like kicking a bag of rocks with my big toe. Watching this episode is like stumping my toes on the edge of the table. Watching this episode is like if I got stabbed by a pencil. Watching this episode was like if hot glue fell on my hand. Watching this episode is like if my finger got cut off. It sucks. And it's the season finale. So you would think, it's the season finale. It should be good. The final episode of the season until the next season should be great. No. First starting off, you would think, they finna collab again. The plushies and the freaking figures are about to come back together. There's finna be an all-out war. A fight. You were straight wrong. Ain't none of that happened. First of all, let me just start off by saying none of this, everything in this episode from when they go get the diamonds, all that was not supposed to happen the way that it did. What was supposed to happen was they were going to go in the room and they would have had the diamonds. But the guy that was guarding them was like, nah. And then the plushies would have came in trying to attack, but then they would have got shot down. Not killed, but shot down. And then they were going to be trapped with the diamonds scattered across the room and they could not make any moves. So they would have had to think. And then they would have had to, there were going to be 3 characters. One was supposed to be like Speedy Fast. Like he was supposed to like protect the first guy. And that one was supposed to be protected by another one that was going to shoot at whoever tried to attack the Speedy one trying to attack the guy. There's going to be 3 characters in that episode. The main villain and the 2 side characters. All trying to attack them. But, no, that's not what happened. You would think, that would be a better season finale. A 20, maybe 30-minute finale. Nah. You ain't get that finale. You want to know what finale you got? This is what the finale you got. You went inside the room. He was talking. The final boss got killed and they left. The only good thing I can say about this episode is probably the Optimus Prime versus Megatron scene. That's probably the best part that came out of this entire series. And even still then, that fighting scene is cringy. Like all my videos. But still. And then the ending was terrible. I hated the ending. The ending sucked. The ending The ending is basically they all come back together where it all started. And then hold on. I just missed out a whole chunk of the season finale. Basically, what was supposed to happen in the season finale was, yes, remember the original plan? Yeah, they would have got trapped in a room trying to figure out how to get the diamonds without them people trying to kill them, which would have been a better season finale. Yeah, let's not forget there was supposed to be episode 11. Basically, after they got the diamond would have fused itself with Foxy if you go back and watch the freaking Diamond Arc trailer, which is inside the Hero Academy inside of the Hero Academy playlist, there's a trailer in there. Basically, the Hero Academy playlist is basically everything Hero Academy related. Or unless you just want to watch the series, the seasons, which, alright. But anyway, this here, basically what was supposed to happen was, after they got the diamonds, episode 11 would have been the season finale. And what was supposed to happen is, Foxy, okay, first of all, the figure, not the plushie, but the figure Foxy, was supposed to get badly injured, and Bonnie would have been like, oh my god, bruh, and it would have probably went crazy. Foxy was supposed to have the diamond infused inside of him, and he would have had so much power that he wouldn't know how to control it, and again, would have started attacking his friends. But then, all the people that controlled the diamonds would come after the diamonds. Now, I know what you're saying. Bro, what the frick are you talking about? I designed these characters where they were supposed to, like, come out of the diamonds as if the diamonds had a soul and start attacking them, trying to get the diamonds back. They would have been like, oh, give us back our diamonds, blah, blah, blah. And I think I still have them. I might show y'all them in an episode. Like, maybe like a flashback episode in season 2 at some point. I might show them if I still have them. They're supposed to be like, oh, give us back our diamonds. You're not supposed to have those. And then they would have been like, Foxy, blah, 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 attack them. And all that. And then they would have to stop the original holders of the diamonds, who are basically gods. And have to stop Foxy on top of that. That would have been so cool. But nah, we ain't get that ending. We got a rushed diamond fight, a cringy Megatron fight, and a lazy, sacked out ending. See, the original story would have been like the perfect girl. Curvy, beautiful, mwah, 10-star rating. But instead what we got, fat, chunky, saggy girl. Well, like, ugh, negative everything. I hate this episode so much. This is probably the worst episode out of the entire season. Honestly, I am not lying when I say this. I almost wanted to redo episode 10. That's how much I hated it. I wanted to redo the episode. And honestly, I can still do that. If I wanted to, I can delete the original video and remake it. But better. I can do that. It's not like I moved into a totally different house. I can do that. But I'm not going to, because I'm going to leave it original. To show how much I've grown. Like, right now, season 1 may be dog doodle, and the final season may be pretty good. You never know. But anyway, the end. Honestly, I hated this season so much to where hold on, bro. Honestly, I hated this season so much. I don't even know what to say. That's how much I hated this season. That's how much I hated this season. I hated it so bad to where I wanted to up season 1 with season 2. What I wanted for season 1 was to basically be all about Foxy. But I didn't want season 2 to be like that. I wanted season 2 to focus on the other characters that we didn't get more story about. Don't worry, Foxy's gonna come back at the end of season 2. He's gonna have his own arc called The Return of Foxy. He's gonna have his own arc. Don't think I got rid of him, because I didn't. He's coming back. But I wanted to up season 1 with season 2. Instead of 10 episodes, season 2 is gonna have 25 or 26 episodes. Instead of 10, you got 25 to 26. That's why I made the arcs the way I did. 5 episodes per arc. One more episode, and that's going to be the end of the Bendy arc, and then we're going to move on to the next arc. Another 5 episodes. Then the next arc, another 5 episodes. Then the next arc, another 5. Next arc, another 5. And then season 3. Which I've already been planning on season 3. Which season 3 is going to be a mix of season 2 and season 1. Slow, but also action. Don't get me wrong, season 1 had action, but season 2 is going to have action. Like, season 2, I want it to be so much better than season 1. Why do you think the past few episodes has been nothing but fighting? Because that's what I want it to be. I don't want someone to look at season 1 and be like, man, I bet season 2 gonna be bad. And then they be right about that. I want someone to look at season 1 and be like, man, that was terrible. And then go to season 2 and be like, man, this was pretty good. I love this. Why would I want it to just be straight up dog water? Anyway, that's just my opinion on the series. My friend on Discord who doesn't even talk to me anymore, but I'm still going to send him this video. You can have your opinion. You may think it's good, but I think most of season 1 is just straight dog water. And I'm also going to send it to the group chat because the other friend blocked me. So, we're friends again, I think. So, you know. Anyway. This is my opinion. Okay, so you could love season 1. You could hate season 1. Be regular and just hate it. Or you can love it and be somewhat original. This has been a talking with Logan. Or thoughts with Logan. I don't freaking know. This episode, 42 minutes. This episode has been longer than it was supposed to be. I was thinking like 10, 20 minutes at most. 40 minutes? That's almost an hour. I've been in here talking for 40 minutes straight. Wow. It doesn't even feel like it's been 40 minutes. But those are just my thoughts on season 1. And I hope y'all love season 2. I really hope y'all do. This is Logan, signing out. Actually, that was a good one. I might keep that around, even in gaming.